What's going on, everyone? And we are live. Today, going live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just because I actually have a call at 6 p.m. that I can't miss. And so I decided to move my live stream a little bit earlier to 4 p.m. So, because usually my live streams are around 5:30 p.m. So hopefully it still works out either way, getting in my live stream for the week. So in today's topic, main topic of discussion for today is going to be 8 months of daily YouTube videos. And then I also have one other question. So I'll be answering that question, interacting with you all, answering any questions you all may have, and then that'll be it. So this marks, I think we're definitely in the double digits now in terms of a live stream. And it's been good. It's been a lot of learning, a lot of fun. 8 months in, and I think I started, this is double digits now, it was 5 months in of daily YouTube videos. Then I started these live streams. And live streams, as I've said many times before, they're a lot easier than videos because all I got to do is show up, talk, and interact. No editing, minimal editing actually, so a little bit in terms of the description, in terms of the thumbnail, and then also in terms of the title and everything like that, but a lot less work than the average video. So here we are. Perfect. All right, and 4 p.m. is probably not a good time during the weekday just because everyone's probably still at work, but it's all good because if anything, y'all can catch it on the playback, and we'll go from there. So perfect. And today it's a little bit murky of a day. It was actually raining a little bit today and raining a little bit yesterday as well, and I'm just not used to the rain just yet. I've lived in the Bay Area for right around 2 years or so now, but I was in San Diego for the longest time, and it's always sunny down there, so rain always catches me a little bit off guard. But it's all good. We got to have a little bit of rain so we can appreciate the sunshine a little bit more. So perfect. Right, and I got to do better with my live streams in terms of putting it out a little bit earlier, in terms of making the thumbnail, posting it on my other social media platforms to drive a little bit more traffic. I always leave it till last minute, and that's exactly what happened today. I made the thumbnail and scheduled the stream ahead of time, and I also changed the time so people probably don't even know that I'm live streaming. So it's all good. So, and today, if you're just joining me now, the main topic of discussion, or if you're catching the playback again, 8 months of daily YouTube videos, and then also I have one question that I want to answer, and we'll call it a day. And if you notice, I got a haircut. And as I was finishing the haircut today, or as she was finishing up, the barber, she asked me, do you want to taper or do you want, to square the sides? And I was like, taper, I've heard of it, but I've never considered tapering. Anytime they ask me if I want to taper or if I want to make it square or whatever, I just go square's fine, and then they square it up. But today I was like, you know what? I was like, what's taper? And then she was explaining it to me, and they're like, oh yeah, you just kind of fade the sides up so it's not as harsh. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's try that out. And then I tried it out, and I don't know, you let me know how it looks, because I think it looks awesome. And for 29 years of my life, I haven't been tapering, and I've been doing it square. So I think it looks a lot better with the taper. And I don't know why I didn't do it before. And I've always wondered why, how people got their hair like that. But I also didn't want to never take a picture in, or I was kind of just lazy about it, of take it to my barber and be like, hey, can you do this? But yeah, so I think it looks pretty good, especially since I've been waiting for my hair to grow out a little bit longer on the top, especially so that I can retake my pictures in terms of my work in order to redo my email signature, number one, because my email signature, it has a picture of me, but my hair is really short. I just look a little bit awkward, a little bit weird, at least in my opinion. And then also, I need to take pictures for my business cards, and I did not want to use that picture because I could have used the same picture from my email signature, but again, my hair was too short and I didn't want to use it. So here we are, and I'm ready. I think it's at a good length to where, you know, it looks clean cut and it looks good, rather than before it was, I don't know, like less than ½ inch. So I'm excited now. Cool, because I can get those business cards in and start handing them out to people, even though I'm not seeing very many people nowadays, obviously, but I at least can give them to my family members when I see them, and then when they see other people, they can hand those out to them. So right, Adrian Nico, thanks for dropping by. You're the definition of hard work and perseverance. Thank you. Yeah, it's just how I've always been. I think it's when I really get into something, I really get into it for better or for worse. And I have that black and white mind and in terms of the things I want to accomplish. And sometimes it's definitely a double-edged sword because, you know, I get things done. I'm very strategic, not only strategic, but I make sure that, like, I just have goggles on, you know, or blinders on, right? And I can only see that one thing. And because I can only see that one thing, I get it done quickly and efficiently. But that's the only thing that I can see. So other areas of my life tend to suffer, or not necessarily suffer, but I also accept the fact that because I am this way, those other parts of my life are going to take a backseat for the time being. So, same thing I am with YouTube, lifting, working out, ultra running. I go to the extremes. And I've always just been a big believer or a proponent, and this is for myself only, is that everything, in order to achieve results faster, you need to go to the extreme. Again, this is for me. And extreme in terms of, like, there's certain things that you should not go to extremes for. For example, if you want to lose weight, you shouldn't, like, not eat for, or eat like 500 calories a day. Like, that's not the extreme that I'm talking about. But the extreme that I'm talking about is just like putting in the effort, putting in the work, but also being strategic, because it's putting in the time, putting in the effort, being extreme in that sense, but also making sure to be adaptable at the same time, right? It's a balance of a little bit of everything. But in terms of, me being extreme, I first usually start off with time, and that's the first thing to start off with, because when I don't know, or when I'm trying to get results in that thing, like, that's one thing that I can control, is the time and effort that I put in. And then after I, get on a good roll, time and effort, then that's when I'll adjust in terms of, how I should approach it, being more strategic. But when I first start out with anything that I want to get better, time and effort are the things that I can control. So, all right. Hey, Jess, how's it going? Good to see you. Kev, what's going on? Good to see you. How do I know which one of you is here? That's true. Like, Adrian and Nico, I always, okay, because there's usually, when people run a channel with two people on it, it's usually one or the other. So I don't know whether to address Adrian or address Nico when they comment on my comments. So that is a good question. What's up, Vince? I got my MacBook. It's coming in like a month. That's awesome, Jess. It's just so much easier, because I can't imagine how, like, you're editing on your phone. Anytime I try to edit on my phone, it just takes forever, even just a picture. So, clipping clips together, and your videos turn out great too. So when you get that MacBook, it's going to be like game changer for you. So I'm excited that you're going to get that MacBook, because I couldn't imagine editing or doing much off of my phone, especially when it comes to YouTube stuff. When I'm responding to comments, I've learned that I'm obviously like I just type faster on the computer, so it's just more efficient for me to get on the computer and then respond back to comments. But nowadays it's even Instagram. So anytime I interact with people on Instagram now, I just go on my computer and I just type away, because when I'm on my phone, it's really hard to like come up with a really long message, or like I want to shorten the message because I'm on my phone. I'm just like a little lazy about it because it's just a lot of effort. Whereas if I'm on my computer, it makes it a lot easier. So. All right. We will never let you know. Who do you think? That's a good question. I think it's a 50-50 chance, right? I'm going to go Nico. Sneaking here during work. 11 a.m. on a Thursday. Thanks, Chris, for coming by. This live stream is a little bit earlier, so good timing. I'm keen to upgrade my Mac. Yeah, it's going to be game changer. All my life, I don't have a computer I can edit on. It is going to be game changer, and it's just going to make your life so much easier, especially with putting music on there, especially with you could just do so much more, even if you're just using iMovie. I use iMovie for a bit. I don't think you necessarily need Final Cut Pro or Adobe. I have Final Cut Pro, but I think you can get by with iMovie pretty far as well. So I feel like Nico is the enabler. That's funny. All right, we're 13 minutes into this live stream. So if you're just joining me now, the main topic of discussion for today is 8 months of YouTube videos, 8 months of daily YouTube videos, and then I have one question that I want to answer that I want to go into detail on, and then answer any questions you all have, interact a little bit, and then we'll call it a day. And the reason why I moved the live stream up to 4 p.m. today is just because I have a call at 6 p.m. that I can't miss, and I didn't want to do a 30-minute live stream, so I pushed it up to 4 p.m. just to give me a little more time, because sometimes these live streams can get a little long, hour 15, hour 30. So here we are. All right. And main topic of discussion for today, 8 months of daily YouTube videos. So I started 8 months of daily YouTube videos on March 16th is when I first started. So first thing I want to go through is actually my channel analytics. In 8 months of daily YouTube videos, I have been able to garner 1.4K subscribers. So right now I have 1,584 subscribers. So, 1,400 of that, or, it's actually more than 1,400 because I believe they round down. 1,400 of those subscribers was from when I started the daily YouTube videos. In terms of views, 92.9 thousand views. So 93,000 views. Watch time, 5,500, and then estimated revenue $44. And that was obviously recently because I only got monetized this past month. And then in terms of reach, impressions, 1.2 million impressions. Impressions click-through rate, 5.2%. Overall views, 93,000. Engagement, 5.5K. Average duration, 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Audience, again, 1.4K. And again, this is from, 8 months of, so 8 months ago on March 16th, I decided, okay, I'm going to give this a real shot. I'm going to give YouTube a real shot, and I'm going to actually try, because I started my YouTube channel January 2019, but I was just so on and off with it that, I feel like I didn't give it a valiant or full effort. So decided, let's try 1 full year and see where this goes. So here we are, 8 months later, and it's this, you can see the results for yourself here. And, I feel like, yes, it's been a lot of work, but the results have come with it. And some people, everyone's on their own YouTube journey. And I think that you can definitely get these types of results without doing daily videos. But for me and how my brain works, I think daily videos is, I mean, it's what makes sense for me, because I was thinking at the beginning, before the 8 months started, okay, what's the one thing that I can do, that I can commit to get results? So to grow my YouTube channel, and so what's the one thing that I can do? Well, if I come out with a daily video, at least one video a day, I feel like everything will fall into place. And for me, it has fallen into place. And it's not only that, it's doing the daily videos. But when I first started with the daily videos, for the first few months, it was heavily fitness based. It was my workout of the day, and it was just my workout of the day. And then that evolved into my workout of the day plus a vlog, where I talk to the camera. And then it got to experimenting. And then I started experimenting with different things. Okay, my cats, vegetarianism, incorporating different types of videos, right? And then it was only about 2 or 3 months ago where I switched to the schedule that I'm on now, in terms of my uploading schedule, in terms of uploading, Mondays real estate, Tuesdays Q&A, Wednesdays live stream, Thursdays miscellaneous, Fridays Jiu-Jitsu, Saturdays a review / Super Bowl video, and then Sundays ultra running. So it was only about 3 months ago, but for the first, since the beginning of this 8 months, I think one big tip, especially for those of you, if you're watching and first starting out, is the more videos that you put out, the more that you can experiment with. Because for me, I really had to experiment with what type of content that I want to put out there. And it's still one big experiment, but now at least I have a picture of what works, what doesn't. And yes, I'm still a little bit all over the place in the content that I'm presenting, but at the same time, I'm okay with that, because it's all the areas in which I'm interested in. But my content has evolved over time. It's not simply just my workouts anymore. I've started to incorporate all the areas of my life that I want to talk about, and it's paid off, for me, and it's yielded the results that I have now. And, I feel like with this spike right here, right, that was November. So actually that was only in the past recent, all of a sudden my views from old videos it started to blow up out of nowhere. And I'm going to actually move my face a little bit bigger, make it bigger now. But I think it's the more videos that I put out, the more that I learned about myself. And not only that, but of the type of content creator that I want to be. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I made less videos. I mean, yeah, I guess if I made less videos, but like 5 days a week, I maybe would have gotten here. But at the same time, videos 7 days a week has really fast-tracked my learning. So not only, me growing into the creator or the small YouTuber that I am, but it's taught me a lot about myself, on camera, off camera, and it's also been able to speed up my skills in terms of, editing, in terms of thumbnails. And I do have a lot of work still, but I mean, I've just progressed a lot. And in terms of just my mindset on just daily videos, this is my mindset on anything. As I mentioned before, I'm just really extreme when it comes to a lot of things. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I could make 2 videos a day, but I think 1 video a day is extreme enough while being able to balance everything else. But I'm a firm believer in going to those extremes. And YouTube, just like with anything else, requires work, and work very often. And you have to put in the work consistently, day in and day out, whether it's one video or not. But you have to, the idea is more of you have to put in time to perfect your craft. Whether if you're not making daily videos, but you're doing something YouTube every single day. So whether that's responding to comments, whether that is editing a video, shooting a video, whatever it is, I'm a big proponent on working on that skill set every single day. So it doesn't need to be necessarily daily videos, but it needs to be daily work in the space that you are trying to better. And for me, that just comes in the form of daily videos. And it'll just really fast track your learning, as I mentioned. Though, with YouTube, again, it's one of those things to where if it's important to me, then I will put it in the forefront of my to-do list, right? So the question that I ask myself is, if I want to be successful in YouTube, what is that going to take? Am I willing to put in daily work for at minimum 2 to 3 years? The reason why I committed to 1 year is because, obviously, let me get to that 1 year mark first, and then let me reassess after that. But to do anything meaningful, to make strides or make gains in any goal that you have, it's my personal opinion that, at least for me, I have to put in the work day in, day out. And it has to be and sounding a little bit like Gary Vee right now, I have to be speed in the micro. So day to day, I got to be grind, do. But then I have to be patient in the macro. So I have to do that daily work for 2 to 3 years to see any type of meaningful results. And I think that, 6 months in, that's not long enough. A year in, that's not long enough. I mean, how long does it take for an average person to get fit? So for me, it took me 9 months to go from fat to fit. So, even 9 months, it was just the beginning of my fitness journey. And I relate YouTube to fitness because now that I've, on that, for me, my YouTube journey, it's been 8 months, and then now I'm starting to learn the basics. Now I have the basics down. But in order to get to that next level, now I need to keep putting in the work every single day. But now it's time to make those adjustments. So this means, coming out with better content. This means SEO. This means collabing with other people. This means utilizing my other platforms in order to promote my YouTube channel. So now that I have the basics, because that's how I feel right now, is with 8 months of daily YouTube videos, now I have a solid foundation. Now I have the basics down. And then now is the time to turn it on. Now is the time to, push forward, work harder, And again, this is just for me and my personal outlook on YouTube, because YouTube really, for me, is just a metaphor for anything else that I want in life. And, just going back to Gary Vee, because I've been rewatching a lot of his old videos, his new ones, his old ones. And it's now, before it was like, okay, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I get it. But now it's really starting to click, and that light bulb is turning off. And for me, one of my goals for my YouTube channel, and this is why I'm so adamant on daily videos, is because it really helps build my personal brand. And if you just sit and think about what, a personal brand is, that's you. You're a walking billboard. And nowadays, social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, that's a way to let everyone know what you're doing, build your personal brand, but also they are tools that you can leverage in order to, build your business or do whatever it is that you're doing. You can leverage your social media and your personal brand in order to make you more money or, whatever it is. So for me, if I grow an audience on YouTube, on Instagram, I'm able to leverage that so that I can build my real estate business, right? And for me, that's one of my big goals, is to build my personal brand through YouTube, through social media. And then now it's starting to click, okay, why have I been, yes, I've been on YouTube, on Instagram. I have been posting, but not that consistently. I post once every 2 or 3 days in terms of my timeline. And then I post, a couple times a day in terms of my story. But why am I not taking the daily approach, because I've seen with 8 months of daily YouTube videos, I've seen success and I've seen the results, but why am I not applying that on my other social media platforms? So this was a switch in my brain, like, dang, like, why have I been resisting TikTok? I finally got on TikTok 2 days ago, and why have I been resisting posting more on Instagram? So now I'm like, all right, I'm going full force, going in on all my social media platforms, because they also build off one another, right? And moving forward, I'm going to do 1 YouTube video a day, 3 Instagram timeline posts, and then at least 5 to 10 Instagram story posts, along with 1 TikTok video per day. And this is ever evolving too. So I might subtract it. I might go to 2 Instagram timeline posts. I might go to 3 TikTok videos. I'm still right now just getting used to TikTok, but like, why have I been resisting all those things? And especially coming from a YouTuber, like, YouTube is that platform that takes the longest time. So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, YouTube, if you're a YouTuber, in terms of other social media platforms, everything else should be easier, because YouTube is the one that takes the most time, because you have to do a thumbnail, you have to edit your videos, you have to shoot your videos. I mean, we all know what goes into a video. One video takes a long time. So, like, an Instagram post, way shorter. A TikTok, way shorter. But it's now incorporating all of that in order to build my personal brand. And I've already seen the results of building my personal brand through YouTube, through Instagram, through Facebook. So whenever I reach out to people just to catch up with old friends, as I'm talking to people about real estate, I'm like, hey, how's it going? We haven't talked in a while, but just wanted to reach out to reconnect. What have you been up to? And then a lot of the times I'll get, oh yeah, I've been following your journey via Facebook. I mean, not via Facebook, via YouTube or Instagram. It seems like you're doing well. You're absolutely crushing it on YouTube, and also your fitness stuff. So, like, it's already working. And then now it's just promoting myself, like, not promoting myself, but incorporating those other facets of my life that are business related, that's like real estate. So now it's letting people know that I'm a real estate agent, so that I'm top of mind when it comes to real estate. So whenever, they need to buy or sell a house, or they know someone that wants to buy or sell, maybe they'll think of me. Right. And that's all I can ever ask for, is for me to be top of mind. And hopefully it shows on my social media of the genuine person that I am. Like, all I want to do is start a conversation. All I want to do is help. I'm not going to be upset that if you don't use me as an agent, unless you're like family or my best friend. But if you're a friend, I'm just kidding. But I mean, I'm not going to be upset if you don't use me as an agent. Like, for me, it's just starting conversation. I just want to be a resource for you. And that's all I can ever ask for is, just if you're thinking about real estate, think about me. Or, like, for me, I'm really in this to just help people, right? I mean, with YouTube, any questions that I have, and any questions that you have, anything that I can help with, I'm more than happy to help. I mean, for the dozens of you who have actually reached out to me, like DM'd me, like, you'll see that I'm like really nice. Like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but like, what I'm trying to say is I'm just out here to help. And if you have any questions, like, I feel like, for me, I learned a long time ago that if I have someone there to help me, it's going to speed up my learning process. And especially for someone that will answer any one of my questions and be totally transparent about it and give their thoughts on it. Like, I have I've had a lot of mentors in my life, and not that I want to be your mentor, but like, anyone can be a mentor for anything, right? So, like, Kevin E is a mentor for me when it comes to video stuff. So anytime that I have video questions about how to use my camera, how to edit and stuff, I go to him, right? So he's my mentor in that way. But and I think it's okay to have mentors for anything, for fitness, for real estate, for learning. And yeah, I think, I'm just here as a resource, and I honestly just want to help. So I know I'm getting off tangent, and I do that quite often on these live streams, but my mind just wanders, and I want to talk about what I want to talk about and then just get the message out. But going back to daily videos, it's the type of vibe that I'm going for is the grind mentality, right? And the Gary Vee, the David Goggins, the Jocko Willink, those are the people that inspire me, and those are the people that I want to emulate. And for me, it helps build my personal brand. Though, I just want to be known as that guy is, dang, he's doing a lot, he's grinding, because at the same time, even if you don't agree with my methods, you can't knock the grind. You can't knock the respect, right? Or you can't you have to respect it. You have to respect the daily videos, even if you don't agree with it. It's like, that takes a lot of work, right? Because we all know how much that goes into it. And if you don't respect it, or, it doesn't really matter to me, because I'm doing this for myself, to build my personal brand and to help the others around me. And, I'm thankful that that I did start this when I did, and I committed when I did, because now I'm seeing the fruits of my labor, my results, right? So, and it's small things. It's small things. It's only been 8 months, and 8 months is a very short amount of time. But look, I got this watch. Polar sent me this $500 watch for free to do an unbiased review. I wouldn't have been able to get opportunities like this if I didn't put in the work, right? And I think, because I've had people ask me, just questions on how to get started, or hey, just my advice on how to get started on. And they already have questions about being monetized. They have questions on things that you don't need to have questions on, that if you just start, you'll learn, you'll grow. Just start and do it, and be consistent. And you don't even need to do daily videos. It's just be consistent. Stick to whatever schedule that you can stick to, and that's it. So, so I don't know. It's the whole debate of quantity versus quality. But now that I have the quantity down, because I've done so many videos, now I can adjust the quality. Because honestly, the videos that I do spend a little bit more time on, those videos are the ones that do well. And whenever I just slap a video together, those ones don't do well. So now it's for me, it's taking that feedback and then applying it to my videos and adjusting, and then making those videos better. So moving forward, I'll definitely be putting a little more time in, especially with my jiu-jitsu videos, because cool thing is that my BJJ white belt, advice to white belts from all belt levels, that video has been blowing up. The last 4 or 5 days, it's been getting 12 to 1,500 views per day. So that's definitely because I spent a little more time on it. So, but yeah, there you go. 8 months of daily YouTube videos. And I think here's another way that I view it too, is that if someone told you, okay, you're brand new starting off on YouTube, and they're like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up, or I want to make millions of dollars in YouTube. I would ask them, okay, you need to make daily YouTube videos for 10 years straight. Can you commit to that? And if they say no, then this is my opinion, is that then you don't really want it that bad, right? And I'm not saying, daily is just a number. It's just, can you commit to 5 videos a day? Or for me, honestly, I just look at the people before me that have gotten that YouTube success. So that have gotten that YouTube success fast. And one thing in common is that a lot of them are on a consistent schedule. And a lot of them did daily videos. So I was like, okay, like I could do that. And it's more of the concept of not necessarily you need to do daily videos for 10 years straight, but it's like, hey, you need to put in the work, the work that it's going to take to do videos daily for 10 years straight. That's a lot of work. So if you're not willing to put in that work, you're not going to get those results. And here's the thing, is that if you do daily videos for 10 years straight, there's no way, in my opinion, that you're not going to get some sort of good results. So, like, are you afraid of how bad do you want it? Just how bad do you want it? So that's the way that I look at it, is if I put in daily work every single day for, let's start with a year, and then even after a year, I'll probably continue, and there's no way that I won't get results. And on that note, I don't want quick results. I don't want to blow up overnight. I don't want to, all of a sudden have 1 million subscribers. I mean, if it happens, maybe that was in my cards, but I honestly, I don't want it fast. I don't want it fast. I don't want it very slow either, but I just want it at a decent pace because I want to earn. I want to earn it. I want to build the house with the foundation first. And I want to look back on this 10 years from now and be like, look, you want the results? Do daily videos for 10 years straight. That's how I got my results. Or whatever it is, 5 years straight. And I just want to be, I don't want to be an overnight success, because I want the process that it is to grow my channel correctly and organically. That's what I want, because those are the lessons that are going to take me further than just blowing up overnight. It's the process. As Gary Vee says, fall in love with the process and everything else will fall into place. So nowadays, honestly, I don't even look at my numbers all that much. I feel stick to the game plan and everything will work itself out. Daily videos is part of the game plan, and now you just got to make those adjustments as you go. So here we are, 8 months later. Rant over. All right, and then now I'm going to go to the comments. All right. So let me know if y'all have any questions too, and I'll make sure to answer those questions. So more than happy to, because actually the Q&A video is actually my favorite day, my favorite day besides the live stream, because the live stream I get to interact with you all, but also the Q&A is like I feel like I'm giving value to my subscribers. So it's the morning. Yeah, look at those dollar bills, that money coming in, that $44, that $150 a day. Have we seen a pull-up spread in a while? I might have missed it recently. I haven't done a pull-up spreadsheet or update in a while. I think I did one the last month's live stream, but I think at the beginning of this month I was down by 1,200 pull-ups, but I've been doing a massive amount of pull-ups in the past month. So these past 18 days, because last month in October, I skipped 5 or 6 days. So even though I was doing, 200, 250 pull-ups per day, it really didn't help, make up that difference. But so far this month, I've only skipped 3 days. So, but there's one day I did 300, one day I did 260, 240, 160, 150, 160, 150, 145, 135. So, and I still have to do pull-ups for today, so I'm going to be doing that literally right after I get off of this live stream. So I have to run, all of you, but all great YouTube people, and I wish nothing but the best for you, Vince. Come grapple with me. It would be an honor. Yes, Adrian and Nico. When I do go up to Canada, we definitely need to do some jiu-jitsu. And we still don't know. I don't think Adrian and Nico answered of if it's Adrian or Nico. I niched down. I'm gearing up So Corey says, I niche down and I'm gearing up to commit to 2 or 3 days a week. Evening filming is maybe my only option. How do you get the mindset of evening production? So with evening production, and I personally usually like to film around 4 or 5 p.m. And that's just after my daily, my work for the day. And I think that I've just been doing it for so long that it's morphed into that's the time that I have. But in terms of just getting the mindset right, so usually something that helped me before, and this was me filming like at like 3 p.m. So not necessarily evening, but if you drink a little bit of coffee before, it'll amp you up a little bit, right? So you're in a good mood, your energy's a little bit higher. So that like always helps me. But I did that for 4 or 5 months, and then at that point it was part of my daily routine to film and edit. So nowadays it's more of like, it's just part of my daily routine, and then I just have to get it done. And so in terms of mindset of like evening production, you just have to do it long enough and power through it so that, once it becomes habit, and once it becomes habit, it's just part of your daily routine, just like exercise, just like brushing your teeth, just like sleeping, doing all that. So that's something that I feel like would help. And then also it's just having that bigger picture of, okay, I don't necessarily want to do this. I'm tired. But, if I really, really want to grow on YouTube, I have to do it. Right? And like stick to your schedules. I think that's, write it down, stick to your schedule, because the issue with me is, and this is why I've also like am a big proponent of daily videos, is because I have no choice. Like that day, I have no choice. But if you give me a choice of, like, if I just did 3 videos a day, now I have a choice of, okay, I don't have to do it today, right? And if I don't have to do it today, then I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then what inevitably happens is, and this is the same thing that happens with my ultra running. I'll just save my long run for, like tomorrow. And then it pushes back. And then now it's Sunday. It's like, I don't feel like doing it on Sunday either. I should have done it a little bit earlier when I was feeling a little bit better on Tuesday. But now I have no choice. So I have to get it done. But, just stick to that schedule, put it down, write it down, and stick to it. Bye, Adrian or Nico. That's funny. Work meeting 7 minutes. Thanks, Chris, for coming by. Once TikTok gets you, you can't escape. Yeah, so my thing with TikTok is, I just got on TikTok, and if y'all want to add me, it's Life with Vince Luu. Same thing as my Instagram handle, same thing as my YouTube handle. I have already, like, it sucks you in, right? Because you're like, it's so addicting because they're only 15 seconds or 60 seconds or whatever, and it just, I can get sucked into it. So I don't want to get sucked into it, but like for me, I just want to get on there to build my audience, but I don't want to stay on there for too long. But at the same time, if I don't stay on there for too long, I won't know how to, grow my audience, because I also think that, something that I personally like to do when I'm, trying to learn something is whoever's doing it, copy them, and if you copy them, you might see some of their results. So, but in order to copy them, I have to be on the platform. But also it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't really want to be on TikTok for super long because I have so much other things going on. TikTok is dangerous. I agree with that. Jade, good to see you. I'm aiming to do daily videos in December to grind out the rest of the year. Yep. Yeah, buddy. I love it. Definitely can't knock the hustle. I'm doing Vlogmas. Love it. So we'll hold each other accountable. Accountability partners. That is something that I think is also really good. If you can find a good accountability partner, it'll take you really far. I'm already doing 4 per week. What's 3 more, right? Yeah. What's 3 more? There you go. I like the mindset, Jess. Right, that's the mentality. How do you get sub? Headhunter514 asks, how do you get subs? So how do you get subscribers? So in order to grow your subscriber count, I would say the more videos that you make, the more chances you are to, grow your subscriber count. I think it all starts with videos. It all starts with making a video. And then making a video after that, now it's time to adjust. So, okay, first, it's getting in front of the camera. Even if it's a crappy video, your first video, just put it out there. Just put it out there. And then the more videos that you make, you'll learn. Okay, now I can't just talk to a camera. Now I have to do content. Like, what am I talking about? And then now, once you realize that content is king, and now you have the consistency down, now you're okay. Thumbnails, and then SEO and all that, and everything will fall into place. But you can't get to growing, you can't get to that point unless you make videos. So I always start with videos, and then from there you'll learn. And then if you're not seeing your subscriber count grow, then that's when you need to adjust your strategy. But first, start with just making videos and being on a consistent basis. Let's chat offline for a Feast Friday that we can coordinate. Yeah, that'd be cool. Is not messing around. Time to go full grind mode. Headhunter14 asks, what if you're in school? I would say if you're in school, then do videos around like that topic. So for me, I'm a big proponent on documenting your life. So everything that I talk about is what I'm interested in or what is currently occurring in my life. There's a lot of value if you're in school. So to make YouTube videos of, hey, I go to San Diego State, or hey, I go to a community college and this is what it's like, or this is what campus is like. Because in all likelihood, we also don't, that in itself, you're only in college for, 4 to 6 years, let's say, right? But there's a lot of value because think about how much of the population is going to college, and think about how many of those people are documenting their journey through college. So I think, if I was in college again and I was doing YouTube, I would document my life as a student and my thoughts as a student. And that could be a part of your daily videos, right? Because there's a lot of value in that, I think, right? So if it were me, I would document my life, what I'm already doing. Because when you document what you're already doing, you don't have to make up content. And that's something that I'm a big proponent for, is talk about what you're interested in. Talk about what's happening in your daily life, because now you're not making, it's a lot easier to talk about that stuff than rather, okay, sit down, what do I want to make a video on? Like if it's something that you're not interested in, it's going to be really hard to make a video on that. So for me, document your life. Document or what you like to talk about or what's happening in your life. All right, that's a slow grind, dude. I just checked and I have 191 videos. Dang, yeah, 191 videos. That's awesome. And yeah, I think I'm at 320. And thinking about it now, that's a lot of videos. That's a lot of time. But, as you've seen, Jess, as I've seen for you as well, because you stick to that consistent schedule. You're now seeing the results pay off, right? Like you're close to being monetized. You got 1,000. You're over 1,000 subscribers. So here is a saying or something, a quote that I really like. Just like with a lot of things in life, YouTube it's simple, but it's not easy. Think about that. It's simple, but it's not easy. All you got to do is make videos. That's it. All you got to do is make videos and then adjust from there. But it's not easy because you got to do it and you got to do a lot of them. So Painmaster 5F00 asks, is your jiu-jitsu gym staying open that we are back in the purple? So my jiu-jitsu gym is not staying open, I believe. Honestly, I haven't been back. I haven't been, I go there every once in a while to help film, but I think they're going to closed down. So I'm not 100% sure, but with I think we're in like purple now. I'm in the Bay Area, so I know every area is a little bit different. So, but man, I do miss the mats. I haven't been, because the reason more mainly I don't know is because I haven't been back on the mat since this whole shelter in place. I don't go, like, even when they were open, I didn't go because I see older folks every now and then, and my dad's a diabetic, and I just don't want to take the chance. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. And with the vaccines, there's good vaccines coming on. So hopefully we'll be able to, those vaccines will hit the market, and I'll be able to go back soon. So, but it is what it is. Charles Gracie Academies all over the Bay are staying open. Not sure if I will be going. Yeah, I mean, I feel ya. Painmaster 5F00 it's to each their own. I think I don't for me personally, I choose not to go, but also I don't mind that people are going if they go themselves, because at the end of the day, I respect their decision, and as long as they respect my decision not to go, then we're all good. So I'm not trying to be like, hey, you shouldn't go. It's their own decision. Everyone has, that freedom to do and choose whatever they want. But for me, I'm choosing not to go for my own personal reasons. So if you go, then it's all good. So, but for me, again, better be safe than sorry. All right, everything, I gotta go. Thanks, Kev, for coming by. Simple but not easy. It's the perfect explanation. Exactly. Ultra Trail Steven, good to see you, Steven. And speaking of ultras, just because Steven, you popped up, and also it's because of your name. So from the 34 miles that I ran last week, my second toenail fell off on my left foot. I actually took it off. And then I have a huge blister on one of my toes on my right foot. So it's been throbbing because I ended up ripping the toenail off on my second toe on my left foot, and it's been throbbing overnight. So, but now today it stopped throbbing. But for the past couple days, I literally had a hard time sleeping. So cool. Awesome. So I have one final question that I want to answer. And it was actually a Q&A question, but I only answered the first part. I didn't answer the second part, so I want to answer the second part. So this question comes from Ricardo Pierre Luis. The first question I already answered if I had to deal with a tough seller, but he asked, how do you keep everything balanced? So in terms of how I keep everything balanced, and I've said this a few times on this channel before, but I largely don't believe in balance, and this is my personal opinion and how I approach things. It's hard to say, like, if you have like 5 areas of your life, let's just simplify it, like relationship, exercise, YouTube, and 2 others. Like, you're never going to have an equal balance, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, right? That's just my philosophy. Like, it's even when we talk about a balanced life, it's not true balance of I'm giving equal time to everything, right? Because that's just not how life works. And for me, I accept the fact that in order for me to achieve any meaningful results, I have to be unbalanced. And this means the time spent, that means the energy spent, but also in order to get meaningful, I think you can get results by being balanced, by being more balanced. But I think I will be able to yield quicker results if I'm unbalanced. So for me, I accept the fact that I need to be unbalanced to achieve faster results, but also with this comes byproducts. And one of those byproducts is that other areas of my life need to suffer. I simply don't have enough time and energy to do absolutely everything, right? So, but also, I also have a realization that this point in my life, these are the goals that I want. And this is what the time and effort that I'm willing to put in for these certain goals. So for example, for me, it's real estate, my career. I'm putting a massive amount of time into learning the business, becoming a better real estate agent, and also YouTube. Like YouTube, these are the my two areas in which I am focusing on. So that also means that I have, let's say my exercise. My exercise hasn't been where I want it to be. But I simply don't have the time to do all the exercise things that I want to do in theory and do YouTube and focus on my career. I can't. But I'm okay with the fact that my exercise, my results have gone down. Like I've lost a lot of muscle. I've lost a lot of gains. And even from the 50 miler that I did, last week, or the attempt, I was hurting a lot more than I should be. And I was taken aback by it, because I honestly think I was like, okay, like I thought my condition was a lot better than it was, but it was a slap in the face and saying, hey, it's not as good as you think it was, because you're hurting a lot earlier than you thought you would. But I accept the fact that, okay, yeah, it's probably because I know it's because I haven't been training as hard or as consistently as I should be. And because I've been putting in more times in the other areas of my life. And it's just having that realization that if I'm focusing on one area, other areas of my life will suffer. But it's also being okay with that. And it's also knowing that this is how it is right now. And it's not necessarily how it's going to be moving forward. Just like with everything else, just like the stock market, just like the housing market, it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. So there's going to be times, it might be for the next 2 to 3 years, where I have putting in a lot of time and effort into YouTube and my career as a real estate agent. And then maybe after that, it'll level off. And then it'll be less time spent on YouTube and less time spent on my career and more time on exercise, more time on my, friendships, more time with that. But largely, I think personally, for me, balance, that's not for me. And you just have to ask what you want out of life and what you want out of your goals. So it's a question of self-awareness, right? And then also accepting certain things, because just be like self-awareness in terms of what do you want? What do you truly want? And what does it take to get there? And having the realization that in order to get there, other areas of my life are going to suffer. Now, with all this being said, I feel for me, my day and my life is it's pretty optimized in terms of how I spend my days. It's not like I'm spending my days spending a lot of hours on YouTube, not on YouTube, spending a lot of hours watching Netflix every single day. It's not like that. I think if you want to achieve like certain goals, financial goals, YouTube goals, whatever it is, the first thing that you need to look at is, how can I optimize my day? What am I spending my time on that I can cut back, that I can use that time in other areas, right? So I think that should be the first thing, like audit the time and audit your life. Hopefully I'm back on. OBS is just reconnected. All right, now we're back. So hopefully, I think it just said reconnected. So, but yeah, so in terms of balance, sometimes you got to live an unbalanced life. I certainly do. And I'm more than happy or more than willing to admit that. I live an unbalanced life. Is it healthy? Probably not. But do I accept that each of my actions has like certain outcomes or possible outcomes? Yeah, I accept that fact. Because I know that because I lived an unbalanced life, I'm going to get results faster in those areas in which I'm focused in. But it also means that the other areas of my life are going to suffer. And I just accept that. And I have to be okay with the repercussions that comes with it. So there we go. Thank you for the question, my good friend Ricardo. All right. And that is it. So that is it for today. Ultra Trail Steven says, I've got 2 black toenails from the NB100. Yeah. I don't know about you, Steven, but I constantly have black toenails, and like my toenails constantly fall off, and that's just a part of the game. And I've actually been looking at my toes, and actually this was, and you've probably already seen the picture of David Goggins' feet, and he posted a picture of his feet like a couple weeks ago, couple months ago, and it was just, his feet were just busted up. And I just noticed he has like swollen toes, and I've noticed that, you know, when I run a lot, my toes are swollen. So it's just another part of the game, and it just comes with the territory. But I popped my blister earlier today on my right foot, and now it kind of hurts. So just kind of limping without it. And I never know whether to pop my blisters or not. So maybe TMI. But Jess says, just keep your GF high on the priorities list. Yes, I try my best. And honestly, for me, when it comes to and this is something that I'm working on, and I'm glad she's patient with me, because with the mindset how it is now, like, you know, it is hard to be my partner, right? And I know that, but I am definitely learning, definitely growing. And for me, when I go all in on things, I try to go all in, right? So when I let go, when I'm like, okay, I got to shut off YouTube, I got to shut off work, and I just got to spend some time, you know, with my girlfriend, I really try to be present in that moment. But yeah, thanks, Jess. Cool. Well, I appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already liked this live stream, if you can do me a favor and like the live stream, it'd really help me out. I appreciate you all for coming around, sticking around. And yeah, it was fun. A little short today, though. I am all out of words, and it's been a long day. And yeah, cool. At least if the time comes, she knows she'll get decent rock on the finger. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And for me, it's more of, and I've told her this so that you know, and she knows, or she definitely knows. But it's more of, I mean, we've been together for 4 years. I'm definitely going to marry her, but like, I also want to make like some money, like a decent amount of money first. I want to like my career to take off a little bit before, so that I can buy that nice big rock. So there we go. Cool. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thank you, Jess. All right. See you all later. Peace.